10. Post-wedding murder. Shaylin Moran and Jack Dougherty had been in a long-distance relationship through the internet for several weeks before they finally met in person. In person, they immediately got engaged and planned a murder. They literally met one day before they brutally killed 54-year-old Cheryl Smith in the doorway of her own home. This happened in Pawtucket, Rhode Island. On December 31, 2019, Jack Dougherty proposed and Shaylin Moran said yes. But one of the requirements was that the next day, January 1, 2020, they go out and kill whoever was to answer the door of Shaylin's ex-boyfriend's house. Shaylin had been dating a guy named Leonard Trofield before she met Jack, but they had issues with domestic violence, with Shaylin claiming Leonard used to beat her up. So Jack agreed that he would make him pay for the crimes. What nobody expected was that when Jack knocked on Leonard's door, his mother would answer. But it didn't seem to matter. Jack pointed his gun and shot her several times in the chest. Even though she was quickly rushed to the hospital, the old woman died. After Jack committed this brutal murder, he ordered a ride from an app on his phone and waited patiently to get in. Once he was leaving the crime scene, he texted Shaylin Moran, telling her, "This is for life." But it wasn't for life, unless he meant a life behind bars. Then totally. They were caught a couple days later by the police and arrested. Since Jack was the murderer who actually pulled the trigger, he got life behind bars. And even though Shaylin didn't physically do the killing, she also got life in prison for conspiracy to commit murder. 9. Designer killer. Roderick Deacon White, 38 years old, was once a successful graphic designer, but after he got into an argument with his fiancée over his new fetish for cross-dressing, he became a murderer. The two had been arguing about his strange new obsession when she admitted that she had been cheating on him. In a blind fit of rage, Roderick then hit her with a metal bar in the face until she was dead. The murderous fiancée then left Amy Parsons in a pool of her own blood and fled the scene. But Roderick was not on the run for very long. Consumed by guilt, he handed himself in to the police the next day and admitted that he was a murderer. He confessed that everything was his fault. He knew that his cross-dressing fetish was making her uncomfortable, and he wasn't surprised that it drove her into the arms of another man. He also admitted that his anger got the best of him, and he should never have beaten her to death with that metal pole. But for all of his confessing, it didn't do him much good. The jury also didn't really care, and they definitely didn't sympathize. Here's the real tragedy. Police say that Roderick beat Amy while she was in the shower, then ran away while she lay in the bath drowning in her own blood. It took over 30 minutes for her to die. She gasped for breath in the bathtub, alone and scared. Roderick has since been sentenced to 17 years in jail. 8. The abuser. In an absolutely bizarre turn of events, a woman caught her fiancé sexually assaulting one of her bridesmaids. Then she married him anyway. It was 2 days before the wedding. Daniel J. Carney spent his afternoon leisurely floating along the Delaware River in Pennsylvania as part of his wedding party. The groomsmen, bridesmaids, and everyone was drinking beer and vodka. When they got back to their hotel, Daniel's fiancée asked if he would kindly walk her drunk friend back to her room. The woman was so drunk that she could barely walk. She was swaying, slurring her words, and was struggling just to stay on her 2 feet. What happened next is going to shock you. Instead of walking the drunk woman back to her room, the bad fiancé dragged her into the men's locker room, took her into the showers, and began assaulting her. In the middle of the act, the bride walked in and caught him red-handed. What happened after was a whole lot of drama. Daniel was charged with felony sexual assault in Pennsylvania, with the state police using security footage from the hotel to secure their conviction. They also looked at text messages between Daniel and the victim. One of the messages was Daniel asking the woman to take the morning after pill, and to put on a happy face for the wedding, and this was after he assaulted her. But even as the groom was being charged for assaulting the bridesmaid, the wedding went ahead as planned. Apparently, his fiancée doesn't know a red flag when she sees one. 7. In need of a ring. A man from Texas proposed to his girlfriend. She said yes, and they were due to get married. But one day before the wedding, the individual found himself in a tough spot. The fiancé didn't actually have enough money to pay for a wedding ring. He also didn't have enough money to pay for the ceremony. So, being the super reasonable guy that he was, he decided to rob a bank. The last-minute bank robbery really didn't go the way the guy hoped. Heath Edward Bumpus, a native of Crockett, walked into the Citizens State Bank. He approached the teller, let her know that he had a weapon, and told her to give him all the money. He got away with a bit of cash, but his face was captured by surveillance footage. Sheriff Woody Wallace immediately took the footage and put it all over the internet. He was hoping that somebody who saw Heath's face on Facebook would be able to recognize him. Somebody did recognize Heath. It was his fiancée. She couldn't believe what was happening when Heath turned up on her Facebook feed as a bank robber. But rather than trying to help her husband to be out of a sticky situation, she called him and ordered that he turn himself in. She said there was no way he would get away with the crime and he needed to turn himself over to the police before things got ugly. Thankfully, that's exactly what he did. He's now being charged with aggravated robbery. As for the wedding, it's on hold for the time being. 6. The wedding planner. Mark and Eliza spent 4 years in a relationship. One of those years was spent dating, while the other 3 they were engaged. But throughout their long engagement, Mark had a bit of an issue with falling in love with just about every other woman that he came across. He never physically cheated on Eliza, but he repeatedly got attached to other women. Yet despite this serious issue, Eliza never broke off their engagement. They just kept with it, all the way up until their wedding. And that was when everything went terribly wrong. At least it did for the bride. The couple hired a young wedding planner by the name of Tasha. She was supposed to help make the couple's wedding day something to remember forever. Instead, Mark fell in love with Tasha, called off the wedding, and ran away with her. Eliza was left to clean up the mess, while Mark and his new fiancée vanished. What do you think of this bizarre situation? Was it Eliza's fault for sticking with this guy even though he kept falling in love with other women? Or do you think Mark should be tracked down and punished? Let us know your thoughts in the comments, and if you're liking this video, be sure to hit the thumbs up and subscribe buttons. 5. Murder after the wedding. In Louisiana, a groom did a little bit of murdering on his wedding day. It was July 31st, and Devin Jose Jones had just finished getting married. He was on his way home with his new bride and one of his male friends. But a car crash on the I-10 near New Orleans caused them to get stuck in traffic. As they sat in the car together, Jones began getting suspicious that his new wife had been fooling around with his friend. He accused them of the affair. Things got heated in the car, and so Jones opened up his door and stepped out. He then pulled out a gun and started firing at his wife and friend who were still in the vehicle. One bullet struck his friend in the leg, while another hit a totally random car and penetrated somebody's hand. During the shooting, Jones's wife managed to flag down an ambulance and hide inside of it. Since there was a traffic accident up ahead, police and paramedics were already close at hand. The cops quickly apprehended the groom, while paramedics took the injured parties to the nearby hospital, where they were in stable condition. Jones was charged with attempted first-degree murder and will probably spend the rest of his life in jail. The big issue is going to be for his wife, who now has to file for divorce from the man who tried to murder her. 4. Bleach and a mop. Patrick Frazee was due to be married to Kelsey Bereth. The couple got engaged just after meeting in March of 2016. Kelsey moved all that way to Colorado to be with Patrick, yet they never actually lived together. Kelsey lived in her own condo while Patrick had his own place. In early December, Kelsey was reported missing. Patrick was the initial person of interest, but he cooperated with the authorities fully. He even told them that he had broken off the wedding several days before, and that he hadn't seen her since near the end of November. For a while, the cops actually believed Patrick, but then they found a bottle of bleach and a mop at Kelsey's place. Both tested positive for blood. They quickly arrested Patrick in connection to her disappearance, along with Patrick's ex-girlfriend, Crystal Lee Kenny. With a bit of interrogation, the police were able to get Crystal to confess that she had helped Patrick clean up the evidence after he beat his fiancée to death with a baseball bat. She also told the authorities that Patrick had tried to recruit her to help kill Kelsey at least 3 times previously. He had tried to get his ex-girlfriend to poison Kelsey's coffee. But why? Why get engaged to somebody, have them move to your hometown, and then beat them to death with a bat? We never did get an answer to this, as Patrick just turned out to be a complete psychopath. He was a lunatic, and now he's locked up behind bars with no possibility of parole. 3. So you married an axe murderer. A Russian travel agent named Alexander Voronin, the son of a senior ex-KGB officer, brutally beat his fiancée just days before their wedding. Marina Pankrotova, just 26 years old, was discovered half-naked in bed after being viciously attacked by her fiancé for over 3 hours. According to the evidence that appeared in a Moscow courtroom, the fiancé beat the poor woman with the blunt end of an axe, severely mutilating her face and fracturing her skull. He may also have beaten her with a chair leg. Unfortunately, the woman was dead by the time the authorities found her. The fiancé was then caught by the police as he tried to flee the country, but ran into some problems. All travel had been suspended due to the pandemic travel restrictions. He couldn't even escape the country because of COVID. The police tracked him down after he took a car from a rental company and got stuck at the border. He has since been given 14 years in prison, of which he's expected to serve every last year. 2. Stolen rings. A man in Florida has been accused of proposing to his girlfriend using the exact same engagement ring and the exact same wedding band that he stole from the previous woman he had been dating. According to the Volusia Sheriff's Office, Joseph L. Davis went by 2 names. He called himself Joe Brown when with one girlfriend and Marcus Brown when with the other. His last girlfriend discovered his new engagement when she checked Joseph's new girlfriend's Facebook page. She noticed that he had pictures with a woman wearing the exact same engagement ring that he had given her. When she checked the jewelry box, she found both rings missing. In total, the 2 rings are worth about $6,000. She reached out to the new girlfriend, told her the situation, and things went south very quickly for Joseph. The new girlfriend gave back the missing jewelry, and together the 2 women went to the police. Joseph then fled and is still at large, with the cops hoping to catch him and charge him on counts of theft. And suffice to say, his relationship with both women has been terminated. 1. FBI's Most Wanted. In the summer of 2021, the FBI added Brian Laundrie to their most wanted list for his possible connection to the murder of Gabby Petito. The couple had been on a cross-country trip visiting various national parks throughout places like Colorado, Wyoming, and Utah. But then on August 27th, Gabby's phone was suddenly turned off and her mother could no longer get a hold of her. Gabby was only 22 years old. Her mother phoned the police, who then discovered her brutalized remains in a campground. They also found the white Ford Transit van that the couple had been traveling in. It was parked outside Brian's parents' house, where he had been living with Gabby for the last 2 years. But here's the deal. Brian Laundrie is currently missing. He returned home on September 1st, hired an attorney, and then went missing immediately after he was named a person of interest. His parents actually phoned the FBI to tell them that Brian went on a hike and has yet to return. They are obviously covering for him, though the FBI have been unable to get any information on his current whereabouts. They searched his home, questioned his parents, and are doing everything they can to track this guy down. Police believe that for an unknown reason, Brian turned on his girlfriend, strangled her to death, and then tried to cover his tracks. He is now fleeing across the country, literally right now, as of September 2021. He could be anywhere, maybe even hiding out in a neighborhood near you. What's the worst thing you could imagine your fiancé doing? Let us know in the comments, and thanks for watching. Be sure to subscribe and come back for more of the most brutal videos on the internet. See you next time. Bye.